how long have you been playing music? You're a drummer. Is that your primary instrument, or do you?
That's the only thing I can actually play.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I learned from like a videotape and like played in like a shitty new metal band. I wasn't even playing drums back then. I was just like kind of in there with my friends.
Just hanging out,
Yeah.
But that's how you got started with that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Then my brother wanted to start a band, and he got his first gig around the same time I started doing comedy. So like I've been doing comedy and playing in this band.
Oh wow!
Around the same amount of time.
Is that your brother singing?
Yeah.
Dude, his voice is really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, he hits the notes. That's something I noticed, and nothing against anybody, obviously, but like in newer bands and stuff, like before they really kind of get together, like it obviously happened in your band, but they're a little off, like kind of key.
Yeah.
But then there's a little lock-in moment, like after 1 or 2 years, where it's like, oh, you got it. Your brother sounds really good, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you guys play over the years. I think I saw you guys at Northern Music Festival of this past year, at least.
Yeah.
That was the most recent time, but it's always fun.
I don't know if I think we skipped this past year, but we
Maybe it
played
was the year before. Yeah, that's what it was. Because I played, it wasn't this year.
Did you have like white jumpsuits on?
Yeah, that's the last time we played.
Yeah.
That's a good memory.
Oh, you were like one of my favorite bands that I saw. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, that's the time I was remembering.
And you can catch the Nghiems on Spotify. That's where I heard Holiday in OK.
Counting down all through the year, they're waiting just for today. And you know he's not hearing a word, he's just reading the smile on your face.
That's my favorite song. So,
That's good for this time of year.
Yeah.
Kind of sits perfect.
And you always have cool videos and stuff for your stuff. You do those yourself with the editing and all that.
I don't. I've edited a couple of those, but a lot of those, like, I've worked as an editor for Ackerman McQueen back in the day.
Oh, cool.
But like for our own projects, I just like, more the merrier. I just like
whoever wants to help and do stuff.
Yeah, I think that's like part of my success, or like success, if you can even call what I have success.
For what? Yeah, the success that you have had. It's like to say, it's like we're hopefully can all continue to have success in whatever ways. But yeah, so you saying that is because of the other people that you surround yourself with.
Yeah, just collaboration and just being open to, like, I don't know, just I have, every comic has like an ego, right? Like I do for sure.
Yeah, it's
so like if I could check it and just like be able to work with people and like see the good in everybody, I think that's where I've succeed the most.
That's why I think the difference between comedy and music I see a lot is, in a band situation for sure, it's like you're not alone, you're with a group. And so you kind of you let go of a lot of the ego, and because you let go of something to collaborate with other people. But then you kind of get an ego as a band, as a group, and then you kind of have trouble working with other groups because of that. But comedy is very much like an individual thing, but it's in a way that you have to rely on yourself.
I've been kicked in the nuts so much though. Like I feel like if I have an ego at this point, like I got some big ass nuts if I still have an ego.
No, but
Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like. I did jiu-jitsu, like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and that really humbled me.
Yeah.
I'm a big dude, like 230 pounds on the regular. Back then I think I was like 215 when things were good and tight. And I got beat up by this little 160-pound kid, and I was like, yeah, this works.
Something about it.
The guy taught my son how to choke me, and at the time I think he was like maybe 10, and he was just teaching him like the choke, and then he's like, all right, do it on your dad, and he like does it, and I go, oh man, and then we all stopped, and we're like, that was weird, right? I almost got beat up by a 10-year-old. Now my son can just do that. He's like 6'3". So.
Yeah. But he likes you, so he wouldn't.
You would think. But sometimes just because you can, like, we used to wrestle a lot when he was younger. And now, I mean, I'll still try. He doesn't like to wrestle, he's a basketball player.
Yeah.
But he did wrestling for a little while, and I'll just still kind of mess with him, and he's just like, no. He's like, all right, man. No,
So yeah, so you've been playing. This is the only band that you've ever been a part of, pretty much.
Yeah, the only serious band I've ever been a part of. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've maybe played with other people, but not serious.
Yeah, I was in a band in high school that, like I said, I couldn't play shit back then.
One, yeah.
Like maybe I could hit a tambourine. Like I don't know.
So I don't know. So you kind of just do that. Y'all don't even play maybe but once a year or something.
That's not true. I mean, last year was light for us, but we usually play like 6 shows.
Over the years, though, it's like, but it's not like, I think a lot of bands that are just constantly playing, or they'll play and write music and then come back and do that.
Yeah.
But you guys just seem to be more, which is probably good. I think that, keep it, but it's like, because you would do so many other things. If you just did music all the time, you probably wouldn't be able to do everything else.
Yeah, we're always writing, and we're always like, we got our home studio, so we're actually sitting on a bunch of tracks.
You've already written. That's cool.
Yeah, we just like to, I don't know. With anything, I just don't want to burn myself out.
Yeah,
like I really love doing stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't want to retire from everything. It's so sad, but if I could just space everything out, I think it's good.
I think that's the best way. That's why I like to do that for myself too, is because you start to see connections between different areas. Like do you see, is there any differences between music and comedy? Or like, obviously performance is a big part of it, but
like parallels are different. There's like tons of differences.
Like different, but like parallels is what I'm kind of more interested in general, just because especially with two different, drumming and versus like comedy. Is there anything that you have noticed that has crossed over?
There are. I have to think about it.
Yeah,
like
it's kind of a deep question, but
I think being a band makes you more responsible, because like your bandmates, like if we're on a showcase and I show up drunk. Mm-hmm. And like I'm not on time, I don't have the same timing.
Right.
It's maybe a little bit annoying to you, but it's not the same if I'm behind the kit and I'm like drunk and like my bandmates are like can't even talk to me. Like they'll be like so pissed.
Yeah, because you can't keep time as well if you're drinking, for sure. I mean, immediately. So
like people are depending on you in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, like I said, going back to that bandmate type of deal, it's like you learn to rely on each other and kind of learn. Some stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the difference between a team sport and a solo sport.
Yeah.
You're like, that's what I like to think of. Like, music felt like being on a baseball team.
Yeah.
And like doing comedy felt like being a wrestler.
Yeah.
Or you're just out there. It's like, if I mess up, it was because I was unprepared.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so it's like parallels obviously being like you're performing. It's like I always talk about when you show up, and we learned years ago with music, it's like, or I kind of learned, it's like you're working, actually. You're a part of the entertainment, and you have to do your job, and if you drink or party, you're not there to party. You can have fun, but it's like, I think that's something that music taught me for sure. And obviously you could take that into comedy, because I'm sure everybody struggles with that on a level. It's like you're just there to hang out and have fun, but you still got to do your work.
Yeah, I think like there's, I don't want to say like I was saying like I didn't come to comedy to work hard, but there is a part of comedy, like if you really love comedy, you just automatically work hard at writing jokes at least, and try to figure those out. I think a lot of people kind of skip that part, because in terms of music, the difference between music and comedy, that I think is the most distinct is the barrier to entry is lower for comedy.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to buy anything.
Right.
And you don't have to take lessons. You don't have to understand like what a key is. You could just show up to a mic and just be like, I'm doing comedy
just
now.
Talk, as long as you can speak English or speak a language. Or whatever, or even that. Communicate is the thing, which I think is to me, music, the similarity is like you're still expressing. I'm expressing something with my body and expressing, something in me that's communicating. That's why I think I've always been drawn to music over anything, is because it's a wordless expression that I've always struggled with words speaking, or putting conversations.
I'll make people just feel what I'm trying to say.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's like you're projecting something out of you, so it's still important, but it's very different, because comedy is like you're going directly into someone's thoughts and making them think things.
Yeah.
Which is very powerful.
Yeah.
But music isn't quite the same unless you're going to lyrics, of course.